And welcome back to another Paul's Aquariums unboxing video. I am Paul, this is Paul's Aquariums, aquarium shop in Brisbane, Australia for 26 years. Exciting stuff. We have lots of weird packaged boxes of fish. Wait, no, normal boxes, but weird packages inside the boxes from this wholesaler. I know, welcome to the blue pillows. Why? Blue and pillowy. Anyway, we have lots and lots of fish. I've got like 6 boxes of fish. So we're just randomly going to try and show you what they are in the blue water, which is just a dye. I'm not too sure why it's blue. It could be methylene blue. No idea. I've never asked them. If any of the wholesaler people are watching, comment down below. I reckon that's methylene blue, but go figure. Anyway, we have some platies. Now there should be, reading this, yeah, there should be a few bags of these. Platies are a Central American live-bearing fish. I nearly said cichlid, but they're not. They will get about sort of 5 centimeters on average. Being live-bearing means that they have little live babies, and they can have up to like 60 or so little live babies. Multiple colors, really easy to keep fish. They're going to survive anything from like 15 degrees Celsius up to like 30 degrees Celsius. pH-wise, anything from 7 to about 7.5 on average. Don't like the water too acidic, so they're going to cope with like 6.8 or so, but keep them 7 or just above and they'll do a lot better. They live for about 2.5 years, but they will have lots and lots of cool little colourful babies. But as I said, there's a few bags of those, so we may double up halfway through this video. Who knows, we'll just randomly take them out and see what blue pillows we've got. And those are not platies, those are rosy barbs. We should have a fair few of these. I think last week we got the chili red rosy barbs. These are the normal rosy barbs, and they will vary from orange to yellow to brown to bronzy sort of color, depending on males, females, genetics. Some have black in the fins, some don't. I'm sure there's a mixture in these blue pillows. Yes, don't do that with fish in there, sorry fish. But we have lots and lots of these. They are a temperate fish again, sort of like the platies, but they'll survive a lot colder. They'll go all the way down to like 10 degrees Celsius, no problem, up to 30 degrees, and a wide range of pHs, anything from 6.5 to about 7.5 again. So very hardy, very tough fish. Don't keep them with goldfish because they're going to be a little bit nippy, but you can keep them with other rough and tumble tropical fish like bigger tetras, other barbs, all that sort of stuff, small Central and South American cichlids, depending on your water quality. And yeah, they're going to max out about that sort of 6 to 8 centimeters schooling, so you want a group of these. So you want to get like at least 5 or 6 of them or more, and the more you have, the more they're not going to sort of harass other fish, they're going to sort of more stick to their own little group and stuff like that. But that is the second blue pillow. We have rosy barbs. Blue pillow rosy barbs. Next. The other bag of rosy barbs, of course. I wonder if we get the other bag of, what were they? Platies. No, giant blue pillow of goldfish. Okay, these are normal gold comets. Called a comet because it's a goldfish with a longer tail, which is sort of like a comet, which is ice and dust, but not really. Yeah, it's just tail. Yes, a goldfish. Well, a comet goldfish. Now, these are from China, cold water. Sort of everyone knows what a goldfish is, but they can live anything from 30 to 70 years, yes, for a goldfish, and they'll get like 30, 40 centimeters. They get huge, so you don't want to keep them in little bowls anymore, don't want to keep them in small tanks. We recommend like at least 60 liters per goldfish, and as they turn into big monsters, maybe even a little bit more. But there will be, according to this bag, lots of these goldfish in here. And yeah, I think this box itself has lots of blue pillows. There is another blue pillow. No, that's different ones. Oh, let's just put these ones down and show you those ones. And just like that, we have another blue pillow of goldfish. These are SUBUNKINS. So they are exactly the same as your gold comet, but they are a different color. So just genetic wise, they have blues in them, they have purples in them, they have oranges, blacks, motley colors. Really cool fish. They are just a motley colored goldfish called a SUBUNKIN. So everything that applies to your normal goldfish applies to these, just a different color variety. So they look like a mini koi, but they're not a koi carp. And you can tell the difference between goldfish and koi carp because koi have little whiskers, one whisker on each side of their mouth, little whiskers, and goldfish don't. And koi also get like huge, like 60 to 90 to 120 centimeters, which is just ridiculous. And they're illegal in Queensland, so we don't have any koi, unfortunately. But these are probably the closest thing you can get to a koi that's legal in Queensland, that's going to max out about that 30-40 centimeters and generally look like an awesome looking goldfish. And yeah, there's a big variety of them in there, and I think there's a couple bags of those as well. Going with the blue pillow goldfish theme, we have bigger comets, it looks like, and there should be a whole lot of different sizes of these as well. Red and white comets, there is quite a few of those. Again, everything that applies to your normal goldfish applies to these. These are just the next size up. So where the smaller ones are like, what, 5 centimeters, 4 centimeters, these are about 10 centimeters or so. So if you want sort of something bigger for your pond straight away, you can just jump like 6 months or 8 months of growth and go straight into the bigger size goldfish in blue pillows. So I wasn't going to show you all of them, but there are some really nice goldfish. Look at that. Look at the white and what's that color? Orange. The white and orange patterns in those blue pillows. Yeah, there should be quite a few of them, but yeah, there is lots of blue pillows of awesome goldfish. Yeah, more smaller ones. Okay, we're doubling up a lot. More. Okay, there are lots and lots of blue pillows. And for some reason, I totally missed 10 big blue pillow bags of these awesome Subunkin goldfish. These are a little bit larger again, so around about that 10 to 12 centimeters. Check out the awesome blue one. I know there are some really nice colors with these fish. These are the same as the smaller Subunkins, obviously just the bigger version. So they're all going to get about that 30 to 40 centimeters. Huge big tails on these. As they get bigger fins and tails as well. So obviously you need a decent sized tank or pond for these, but really nice, awesome colorful pond fish or big aquarium fish. If you want something very nice, look how cool some of those fish are. I don't know how I missed another box of bags, but I did, but we've managed to get them in this video. How lovely are these Subunkin goldfish? See something that's not goldfish, finally. We have Endler's live bearers, and these are like a mini guppy. I think these are all boys, but we do have some tiger Endler females down there and some tiger Endler boys as well. Pretty little fish. They're like a mini guppy, so these are a Central American live bearing fish. They don't like the water too cold, so you want these anything from 20 degrees, ideally up to about 26 degrees. Slightly alkaline again, so pH wise anything from about that sort of 6.8 to 7.5 sort of thing, and they would go really well. They are like about a third the size of a normal guppy, so they're going to max out about 2 centimeters on average. Awesome little nice neon green colors and oranges and black and blue and all that sort of stuff. If you want a really cool little mini nano fish that just looks absolutely lovely, Endler's live bearers. And there are countless different colors. Don't even know what these are. These may be just your normal black bars, but hard to say in the actual bag because it's a blue pillow, but on screen, that's what they look like. That's the actual fish in this blue pillow, and they look really nice. So small, little, tiny, tropical blue pillow fish. And yes, this video is all over the place. I did set a reminder on my phone to remind everyone that they've got these awesome new fish from a customer, but totally missed the reminder. So I'm quickly filming this. How lovely are they? So these are local bred angelfish. Awesome fish. These are a South American cichlid. They're going to get huge, and they are probably one of the only fish in freshwater that looks like this. What an awesome shape. So these are the cool stripy ones. Some have really long fins, some have shorter fins. These are probably around about that sort of 20 to 50 cent piece sort of size. They retail for $12 each or 2 for 20. They're going to get big, so they're going to sort of set size of my hand to give you an idea. So they will get big enough to eat like neon tetras and little tiny guppies, but any bigger tetras, raspora, Corydoras catfish are going to be perfectly fine with them. Being a South American cichlid, they want the pH between 6 and 7, and temperature-wise anything from 24 to 26 degrees, and you can't go wrong. Now, they can get super aggressive when they spawn, so if they pair up, they're going to chase all the fish around in your tank. So make sure you've got a decent sized tank. You want at least a 3 foot or bigger tank, so about 150 litres for a couple of these. You can have just one on its own, or you can have a group of them. If you have two and you have two males, once they mature, they may harass each other. And if they're a pair, they're probably going to breed and harass all the other fish. But lots of very cool stripy angelfish. Back to the video. And the very next pillow is not blue. Look at that. So I'm pretty sure the dye might be hard water, soft water fish. but it's not blue. Maybe this will be the only one that's not blue, but they are tetras. They look like black neon tetras. Again, a South American fish. Yay, these are actually a tropical fish. Is this the first tropical fish, apart from the endlers, that we've actually unboxed in this video? Who knows? A non-blue pillow as well, but these are black neon tetras. They are not a neon tetra as such, but they are a different species altogether. They have an awesome lime stripe to them with the black and the red eye. They get a little bit bigger than a neon tetra, so they're going to max out about 3.5 centimeters easy, and they're a schooling fish. So pH-wise, anything from about 6 to 7. Temperature-wise, anything from 22 to 26 degrees. Keep a school of them, so 5 or more of them. Really nice, peaceful tetras that will go in nice community tanks with like Corydoras and other tetras, Raspora, all those sort of peaceful things. You can keep with dinios as well, as long as the water quality is suitable for the tetras. That was a bag of non-blue goldfish. I can see more bags of blue goldfish water things. Pillow. These are, okay, now this is interesting. These are CALICO fantails, which is the SUBUNKIN pattern on the fantail body. I know, it's still a goldfish, different color of a fantail. There you go. So should be a fair few of those. I'm only seeing one bag in that box, but there are multiple more SUBUNKINs and more SUBUNKINs, and okay, lots of SUBUNKINs in there that we're going to put all those back in. We're going to jump again to another box. I found the other blue pillow of platies. There they are. Oh look, something that is not a blue pillow. Equally disturbing, we're back with the radiation green BETTA fish containers, and yeah, I can't even see what they look like in these containers because we are fluoro green, but there are a lot of cheaper BETTA fish. Yeah, what's it say? BETTA fish, assorted BETTA fish. So lots and lots of green BETTA fish. We're going to jump to them in the tank, so at least you'll be able to see them. And let's have a look at some more blue pillows. And we have jumped to the next morning. Okay, all the BETTA fish have settled in overnight. We keep our BETTA fish in these systems, and these are about 60-70 litres. They have a heater and a filter down the bottom, and the water actually trickles through these little tiny pipes into these little tiny tanks. So we wouldn't recommend keeping these BETTA fish in little tiny tanks very long at all. So ideally you want about 20-30 litres per BETTA fish. The bigger the water volume, the more stable the water is going to be. There are a lot of nice deltas this time, and delta is just the sort of shape of the tail. Yeah, there's a few, all sorts of different weird tail. I don't even know what you would call that one. But these are all relatively cheap, lovely fish, and by cheap they retail for about $9.99, so about $10 a fish. Very, very lovely. So a whole lot of boys. I think we've sold out of girls at the moment, but there are still lots and lots of boys. Oh wait, actually there's a double tail girl right next door. And we have some really, really fancy koi deltas as well. So there's still a few of those lurking around. How lovely is that? I can't believe that fish hasn't sold. But lots and lots of deltas. There is another one there. You can kind of just make them out through the reflections, through everything. I think we've got about 40 or 50 male BETTA fish in stock at the moment. So with your BETTA fish, you want to keep them nice and tropical. So anything from about 24 degrees up to about 30 degrees Celsius. pH-wise, anything from 6 to 7. They like the water slightly acidic to acidic. And yes, as it said, around about a 20 to 30 litre tank. If you don't know how big that is, this tank, which is about the size of this box, is a 20 litre aquarium. So you're looking at something double the size of these little tiny tanks here, and the reason for that, even though the BETTA fish breathe through the surface, is you want enough volume that any ammonia or nitrites is not going to build up super quickly, which is what happens in a tiny volume. And ammonia is just a chemical waste produced by fish waste and uneaten fish food, etc, etc. So if you've got filtration in there as well and a heater, that's going to help big time, because the filtration is what grows your good bacteria, and your nitrifying bacteria that lives in the filtration breaks down your ammonia and nitrate. So filters are pretty important. Bigger the volume of water, the more stable it is, but you can get tanks that have just low iron, open top like that, little curved tanks like those, or you can get your all-in-one tanks that come with a little light and a filter, and you can add a little tiny heater. Back to the rest of the video. Okay, so now I'm concerned about the tetras that weren't in blue water, because these are tetras and they're in blue water. So Who knows why the black neons weren't in blue pillow water, but we have more tetras. These are Pristilla tetras, otherwise known as X-ray tetras from South America. What is with this video? It's so hard to see them in the blue. This is a day or so later on the screen and they are looking lovely and settled in the tank. No blue water to be seen. I know. Anyway, these are from South America. pH wise, again, that 6.5 to 7 is perfectly fine. They're going to max out about 5 centimeters or so. Super peaceful again, so keep with lots of other tetras, and they are schooling, so we'll keep a group of them. Again, 5, 6 or more. Most tetras, if you keep groups of 5 or 6 of each, they're going to do a lot better than just having 3 of these and 3 of those and that. So if you find that they're not schooling together and they're acting like weird and territorial, like you'll have one tetra chasing the other ones away, add another 5 or 6 and that usually stops them from doing that, and then they'll just do a nice little group back and forward in your tank. In the wild, they live in huge groups, and that's sort of what saves them from predators. They just feel a lot more comfortable in groups. So more normal behavior for the tetras if you keep them in a lovely group. Temperature wise for these little guys and girls, anything from that 22 to 26 degrees, and they will be fine as well. Now I can see lots more blue pillows, and that brings us to the discount code word for this week. So come in and say blue pillow. Who would have thought it would have been blue pillow? Better than radiation green BETTA fish cup things. But come in and say blue pillow and you can get 10% off any fish or any plants in the shop until the date on the screen. Just have to say blue pillow. If you scream it out really loud, you might get an extra thing, maybe. See if anyone actually screams that out. Oh look, more blue pillows, but these supposed to be a pink comet swordtail. And I think we've got a few bags of these. I can't see any color in the blue because they're in blue pillows, yes. I wonder if they're pink. Do they look pink on the screen? I haven't seen them yet. I'll see them in a couple of hours once I've all acclimatized these to our tanks and let them settle in. But if they look pink, they're pink. If they don't, then why would you call them a pink swordtail? Looks like males and females. Yes. Oh, yes. Yep, lots of males in that one, but there are some females. So called a swordtail because the males have a sword, females don't. They're going to max out about 8 to 10 centimeters, give or take, depending on how long the swordtail is. And they are a live-bearing fish, like the endless live bearers and the platies. They give birth to live young. So the live young are almost like a miniature version of them, but they take a good month or 2 to start to develop the sword if they're a male. Really cool little fish, and they will survive, again, anything from 10 degrees all the way up to like 30 degrees. So very big wide range of temperature for them. pH wise, they don't like the pH below 7, so try and keep them 7 or above. So anything from 7 to about 7.5 or so, and they'll go perfectly fine. Okay, what I'm going to do is turn the camera around and show you how many blue pillows we've got, because this is ridiculous. This is going to take me hours of removing fish from blue pillows. Let's have some blue pillow fun. And just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder, we have a whole lot of blue pillows. Apart from the odd one out, as you can see there. I have no idea why they didn't put any blue dye in that one. But we're going to slowly acclimatize these all to the tanks, and they'll be ready in a couple of days. So by the time you see this video, they've all settled in and doing their fishy goodness. So don't forget to use the discount code in this video if you want a discount on any fish or any plants in store. And members can use their discount code on absolutely everything. And while we're here in the video, we have just set up some new stands, and we have a whole lot of coral essential bits and pieces. Of course, if you've seen any of my other videos, we are slowly sorting out our reef tank. So this is going to have captive bred frags in it. Well, captive grown. They haven't really bred the frags, have they? Frags are just a little tiny fragment of coral. Still sorting out the tank, but it is cycling quite happily at the moment. Anyway, thank you very much for watching my video. If you want to see any more videos like this, click the little linky thing on the screen now. And if you click the little member link down below, you get a discount off everything in store for a monthly fee. Thank you very much to all my members currently, and we will see you in the next video.